Hello there, you're with me, Douglas Elliott for TVS News at 5. Now let's begin with our top stories. Yang di-Pertuan Agong Al-Sultan Abdullah Riyatuddin Al-Mustafa Abdullah Shah today performed the Aidil-Adha prayers with thousands of congregants at the Tengku Ampuan Afzan Mosque in Kuantan, Pahang. His Majesty was accompanied by Raja Permaisuri Agong, Tunku Haja Aziza Aminah Maimunah Iskandariah, and was welcomed upon arrival by Menteri Besar Datuk Sri Wan Rosdi Wan Ismail. Also present at the mosque were the State Administration and Pahang Mufti, Datuk Sri Dr. Abdul Rahman Osman. The mosque Grand Imam Muhammad Hafiz Suhaili led the prayers and delivered the Aidil-Adha sermon. After the prayers, Al-Sultan Abdullah and Tengku Hassanal also witnessed the sacrificial rites at the mosque compound, which also involved cows donated by His Majesty. In Kuching, Premier of Sarawak Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg performed the Aidil-Adha prayers at MASJID JAMEK in Putrajaya alongside 3,000 congregants. The Premier arrived at the mosque around 7:50 a.m. together with his wife Puan Sri Dato' Amar Jumaani Tun Tuanku Pujang. It was a festive atmosphere as the public are now allowed to worship at mosques and suraus after nearly 2 years of a hiatus due to the COVID-19 pandemic. While strict restrictions such as social distancing and maximum capacity limit have been lifted, congregants were still seen wearing face masks as a safety measure to curb the spread of COVID-19. After the prayers, Abang Johari then witnessed the sacrificial ceremony organized by Majlis Islam Sarawak and distributed to 100 Asnaf communities. An elderly woman who was reported missing on Saturday after failing to return home from her farm was found safe by villagers last night. The 88-year-old Temah Abdullah from Rumah Ngadan, Jalan Kampung Iran in Nia was reported missing around 8:13 p.m. by her family members. According to Miri Fire and Rescue Department Bomba Acting Chief Ahmad Nizam Sapai, a team of 6 personnel from Batu Nia Fire Station was activated to the scene. Upon arrival, the team was informed by the victim's grandson that she had failed to return home after 6 p.m. and believed she may have lost her way in the farm. A search operation was conducted at 8:40 p.m. with the help of villagers around the farm area, but was postponed at 9:20 p.m. due to safety reasons. However, the Bomba team was informed by the villagers that they have found the victim at around 10:19 p.m. Kuala Lumpur City Hall DBKL has suspended the operations of a comedy club in Taman Tun Dr. Ismail TTDI in connection with a video clip said to be insulting to Islam. Federal Territories Deputy Minister Dato' Sri Jalaluddin Alias said the action was a clear message that the government would not tolerate any activities deemed offensive or insensitive towards any religion or race. Jalaluddin said the issue has received criticisms from netizens who felt that the viral video was clearly aimed at insulting and sullying the image of Islam. The 54-second video circulated on social media showed a woman who admitted her status as a Muslim Malay in front of an audience before taking off her tudung and baju kurung to reveal her in skimpy clothing. Meanwhile, the club in its Facebook post strongly condemned the contents of the viral video and said the individual in question and her partner were banned from the venue immediately after the performance. Welcome back. A toddler's development would see them crawl vigorously, start to walk, and even babbles as they learn to talk, a sign of communication with their surroundings. And this can be seen at the age between 15 to 18 months old, with speech and language development as follows. They can point to an object or picture when it is named for them and recognize the names of familiar people. However, this is not the case for Chai Kang Hui, a businessman turned one-stop early intervention center at Pusat Integrasi Pintar Kuching when his child was diagnosed with speech delay, having just a handful of words by the time he was 18 months old. Here's his story on how he started the one-stop intervention center to help children who suffered the same afflictions as his.
Chai noticed that his son, Lucas Chai Xiao, was having trouble speaking, as he could only utter 2 or 3 simple words like Papa and Mama. He became worried about his speech and language development as he and his wife had to check with experts that were very limited in Kuching.
Okay, anak saya keadaannya dia hyperaktif dan non-verbal juga. So, lepas satu hari kan dia ada sakit, dia pergi jumpa doktor. Masa itu doktor kata sama saya, anak saya ada sikit masalah, suruh saya pergi jumpa doktor pakar yang untuk cek lah. So dari sana saya baru tahu anak saya ada problem speech dengan development delay juga.
He expressed regret that children nowadays are exposed to excessive screen time without supervision from their parents. Chai went on to say that children should only have a minimum screen time to avoid such problems. On average, he said children spend an estimated 7 hours in front of a screen.
Mereka tengok gadget itu teknologi kan, so mereka fokus cuma itu gadget saja. So tak ada komunikasi dengan orang lain. Sama sekali ibu pak sama tak ada juga. So lama-lama macam keadaan di macam dia environment macam ni. So dia tidak komunikasi lah, tak mau komunikasi dengan orang lain. Ini masalah besar lah untuk masa zaman sekarang lah. Terlalu banyak gadget ni.
Meanwhile, an occupational therapist, Kwe Hyun, noted that at least 91 children out of 100 in Malaysia were affected by speech delay.
For Malaysia, the study defined that 54.9 of them actually experiences speech delay. And the other percentages will be neurodevelopmental delays such as ASD and ADHD and so on.
Kwe Hyun said a 2-year-old toddler should at least acquire around 30 to 50 meaningful words and can combine 2 words to make simple sentences such as love mommy, and kids from 2 to 3 years old can acquire about more than 50 words and should start combining 2 or more words into phrases. Kwe Hyun added that the symptoms of speech delay are children heavily rely on their body language to communicate and eye contact.
For speech delay, of course we can see most of them they will point, they will use gestures, body gestures to point. Some even they push their parents like they want to eat or they want to drink milk and so on. They will use body gestures. They don't express it verbally.
From his observation, he noted that there has been a significant surge in child speech delay cases, especially during the movement control order, whereby most parents who were working from home had to give gadgets to their toddlers due to task constraints. As for tips, he recommends parents to spend time with their children, especially outdoor, to interact with other children. He further said that excessive use of technology may impair their development and irreparably affect their future.
For every 30 minutes of screen time, there's a 49% risk of children suffering from speech delay. This is indeed alarming as technology plays an important part in our daily lives. I'm Lorenzo Isaac and videographer Ahmad Nasrullah reporting for TVS Kuching.
Japanese voters went to the polls on Sunday for a parliamentary election that may give the ruling Liberal Democratic Party LDP a surge of support after the assassination of former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe on Friday. Current Prime Minister Fumio Kishida and other politicians have insisted the killing would not halt the democratic process. Polls open at 7 a.m. local time on Saturday and close at 8 p.m. local time on Sunday, when initial exit poll results are expected. Campaigning was halted on Friday after Abe's killing, but resumed on Saturday.
自民党に入れる方増えるかもしれませんね。投票としては、その辺大変な事件なので、皆さんいろいろ考えると思いますけど。自分の考えで投票した方がしてほしいと思いますけど。と
ても日本のことを考えてくださったと思いますので、その思いが報われるような選挙になってもらいたいと思います。
Elections for seats in Parliament's less powerful upper house are typically seen as a referendum on the sitting government. And opinion polls before the killing already pointed to a strong showing for the ruling bloc led by Prime Minister Fumio Kishida and Abe prodigy. Abe, Japan's longest-serving prime minister, was gunned down on Friday when delivering a speech in support of a local candidate in the city of Nara. Meanwhile, the suspect arrested for shooting former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe told police he had tried to make a bomb, a report citing investigative sources said. 41-year-old Tetsuya Yamagami also said he made multiple guns, adding that police have found and confiscated guns at the attacker's home in Nara, similar to the gun used by the shooter on Friday. Yamagami was handed over to the prosecutors on Sunday and said his mother had made a huge donation to a religious organization which he believed was associated with Abe. Sources said that Yamagami allegedly initially intended to attack an executive of the group, but changed his mind and decided to target Abe instead. See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. Just a click away by heading on to our website TVSTVMY or follow us on our social media. And that's all the time we have for TVS News at 5. I'm Dr. Khalid. Thank you for watching and Selamat Hari Raya.